It's the final showdown of the season, the culmination of a year of preparation, training, agony, joy, heartbreak, and jubilation, the wins and the losses, the injuries and the recoveries, and it all comes down to this, the ultimate fight where the 2018 World Kiteboarding Championships will be decided and the men's and women's WKC World Champions will be crowned at Superkite Brazil in Cumbuco. Two Brazilians top the world standings going into the third and final round of the 2018 WKC World Tour, Carlos Mario and Michele Sol. They have won it all on their way to Cumbuco, and they want to top it all off with a win in home waters. If only it were that easy, Mario and Sol will be up against the best freestyle kiteboarders on earth. In the women's field, the two biggest challengers to Mika Sol are Francesca Bagnoli of Italy and Paula Novotná of Czechia. While in the men's field, Aduri Corniel is the biggest rival to Mario, the Dominican having come second only to the Brazilian world champion in both events this year. The conditions at Cumbuco are expected to be very challenging this year, with strong winds, high tides, and rough waves, which means we'll see some epic battles out on the water. Cumbuco is an idyllic seaside town in Caucaia municipality, nestled amid the tropical forests of Brazil's northeastern state of Ceará, and it's one of the most idyllic kiteboarding venues in the world. With its all-season sun, beaches, and steady winds, Douro Beach in Cumbuco is perfect for all levels of kiteboarding, making it one of the favorite kiteboarding spots for many of the riders in the WKC.
I'm so happy to be back here in Cumbuco, Brazil. It always offers such special memories being here with my friends and competitors. I'm really excited about this event. It's all or nothing, and I'm sure everybody, including myself, is gonna give it 100%.
Cumbuco is a really famous place. We've all been coming here since many years to train and also to compete. It's just windy every day. It's you have all the lagoons around. It's pretty much perfect conditions every day, and we all love it. And yeah, especially as well this year for the event, we're pretty lucky with the wind, looking really good for the rest of the week.
After the day's kiteboarding, Cumbuco is an excellent place for an après-kite unwind, where you can hit the local night spots and either take it easy with some relaxation or go all out partying, whatever your fancy. There could be no better location to host the final round of the 2018 World Kiteboarding Championships. The world's top male and female freestyle riders were in Cumbuco for Superkite Brazil. The women's field had all the favorites: world number one Mika Sol, Czech rider Paula Novotná, Italian sensation Francesca Bagnoli, Dakhla finalist Teresa Tabel, and regular favorite Rita Arnaus.
Doing freestyle with these conditions is going to be very challenging, even though I have so much fun. The people here is amazing and sun is shining every day, so can't ask for more.
While in the men's, you had the likes of Carlos Mario, who wants to win in home waters, Dominican gold medalist Aduri Corniel, Swiss Maxime Chablot, and another Brazilian who wants to win it in home waters, Sesh Teixeira. There would also be a heated three-way battle for fifth place in the rankings between Valentin Rodriguez, Gian-Maria Coccoluto, and Valgarat.
This is the final stop of the year. I had a good result in Morocco, so yeah, I hope to do the same or even better in Brazil.
I'm feeling good here because Brazil is one of the best places to go kiting. The condition is looking really good. It's flat water behind the wave. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Out with injury from the previous round, Alex Pastor and Yuri Zun would miss out in Brazil, but back in action is Liam Whaley. Having overcome his injury, the former world champion's return is highly anticipated in Brazil.
Yeah man, I'm finally back and it feels pretty damn good. I had a couple sessions in Tarifa and I just needed to get into a new headspace, a new location and start fresh, so I flew over to Brazil to start training. I've had like a month and almost a half of training so far, and to be honest it's gone really, really well. I've had pain and stuff in my ankle, but I've been able to handle it, and yeah, here I am. The level is absolutely insane, but I feel like I can do well, so I'm gonna give it my all and try to make everyone proud.
the first 3 rounds, Brazilian riders proved living and training in Kumbuku would give them an obvious edge when it came to performing in these conditions and reading the winds and waters here. There were no surprises in the first 2 rounds. However, Brazilian Alex Neto caused a sensation when he scored a 10 off a KGB7, the first rider other than Carlos Mario to record a perfect score, and it was a real gem. In round 3, it was a Naduri Corniel show, the Dominican Olympic gold medalist performing brilliantly, topping the heat with a near-perfect 9.93 KGB7 that proved the trick of the day. 2 Brazilians had an excellent run that led them into the semifinals. One was qualifier champion Eric Anderson, the other Calu de Souza, who has been on a roll this year. Big names like Valgarat, Stefan Spiesberger, and Valentin Rodriguez were all eliminated, unable to make the semis. In perhaps the most exciting heat of the day, Whaley was virtually back to his pre-injury performance level, and Maxime Chablot tried to respond to the Spanish former world champion with highly difficult and technical tricks. In his last trick, he needed a score above 8.27, a valiant effort from the Swiss youngster, but it was not to be as he crashed out before the semis of Superkite Brazil. In the Women's Elite Championship, another rider coming out of injury, Vera Klabbers, proved she's lost nothing of her old form as she topped her heat and went straight into the women's semifinals. There was a surprise in the second round as newcomer Pippa van Iersel continued her fine form from Morocco to eliminate Dakhla finalist Teresa Tabo. Van Iersel topped her excellent heat off with the highest scoring trick of the day, a 9.3 heart attack. In the first of the semi-final heats, Pippa van Iersel proved very comfortable in the conditions at Kumbuku as she landed some solid tricks, proving consistent throughout and topping it all off with a brilliant 7.47 heart attack on her 7th and final trick, earning Iersel the heat win and a place in the finals. Vera Klabbers was not having a good day, unable to get any momentum going, but there was a riveting battle for the second final place between Rita Arnaus and Estefania Rosa, the two going virtually neck and neck, scoring almost the same on every trick until the very last trick when a crash for Arnaus and a 5.7 S-bend to blind for Rosa proved the decider. Estefania Rosa into the finals.
I'm loving this. I feel so good, like representing not only Brazil, Ceará, and Kumbuku, but all the riders, all the athletes here. They are pushing me, and I'm here. I'm super happy.
Yeah, it feels incredible. It's super cool too. This is my first elite year, and to be in the final, I didn't expect it at all, so I'm super happy.
In the second women's elite semi-final heat, it was like an early final as Dakhla finalists Paula Novotná, Mika Sol, and Francesca Bagnoli locked horns, joined by Dionea Vieira.
The conditions are gonna be tough. Big waves coming in, big swell, and a lot of wind. So, yeah, it's the same for everybody, but we are here to compete.
The Akyaka and Dakhla champion and world rankings #1, Michele Sol, proved once again unstoppable. The 14-year-old wunderkind scoring over 7 points back-to-back on her 3 opening tricks and running away with it into the final yet again. Francesca Bagnoli was right up there with the Brazilian, the Italian scoring solidly on her first 4 tricks, topped off with a 7.2 slim chance, keeping the pressure on Sol. But as wind conditions dropped, all the riders struggled and it came down to damage control. Novotná tried some kickers for big tricks, but in the end Bagnoli proved the better of the 3, joining Mika Sol in the final. In the men's elite semifinals, it was Jean-Maria Coccoluto, world #2 Naduri Corniel, and local sensation Calu de Souza joined the exceptional Liam Whaley.
I'm feeling good. Considering everything, I'm feeling really confident, and yeah, hopefully I can just have a perfect heat and take the top spot.
As expected, the level of riding was intense with some highly technical tricks right from the start as all 4 riders went into high gear for a place in the finals. Coccoluto had a great opening 2 tricks, nailing a huge backside 317 followed by a 317 and then scoring a 9.23 heart attack 7 on his 4th trick, which put him in the lead early on. Naduri Corniel was right up there beside Coccoluto, however, with 3 very good opening tricks. but crashes from both Corniel and Cocoluto on their fifth tricks meant an opportunity for Liam Whaley, who went big, landing a fantastic Slim 7 that gave him the lead on the fifth trick attempt. Kalu de Souza was landing trick after trick, but not managing to go as big or as powerful as he was capable of, and he was unable to get the big scores. Whaley, Cocoluto, and Corniel were locked in a three-way fight for the two final slots, and it came down to the last tricks. Liam Whaley's KGB5 scored 7.93, and Whaley was looking good for the final. He was followed out by Gianmaria Cocoluto, who went for a huge KGB5. What a shame! He was so close to the finals. Corniel did the same trick attempt, but he landed it, 8.13, and that sent the Dominican rider into the finals alongside Liam Whaley.
Liam deserved this place because for him kiting like this, for me, I'm super proud for him. And we will see for the finals with which place we're going to end up.
In the second men's elite semifinal heat, the scores were even higher than in the first semifinal, and right from the first trick, this promised to be an epic heat. Carlos Mario was the clear favorite as always, and he did not disappoint, coming out all guns firing with impressive back-to-back tricks, and after a huge 9.7 Heart Attack 7, it was clear he was going to be setting the pace. Eric Anderson showed just why he made the finals with two superb tricks, including an 8.2 Slim 7, and then for his fifth trick, a 9.67 KGB 7, putting pressure on Mario. Sesh Teixeira was also in fine form, nailing 5 impressive tricks in a row, keeping him up there with the others. And Anta Raka did not back down either, coming up with 3 great back-to-back scores as very little separated the 4 riders, all of whom performed like world champions. But then Carlos Mario picked it up a notch as he wowed the crowds on his 5th attempt with a massive Hinterberger Mobe for 9.93 points, solidifying his lead. Teixeira pulled out a fantastic 3.17 for a score of 9.17, going ahead into second and putting pressure on the other 2 riders. Rocco went big, he took his chances, but unfortunately he crashed both his remaining tricks. The pressure was on Eric Anderson, crashing his 6th before leaving it all to his last trick. He went out there and produced a brilliant 3.17 on his last trick, but would it be enough? And now it's Sesh Teixeira. If he can get an 8.18 or above, he will move into second position. He goes for a 3.19, but he has to settle for a 3.17. 7.53, it's not enough. Eric Anderson is in the finals as the crowd celebrates their local hero. With Maxime Chablot unable to make the semifinals, Sesh Teixeira knew he had a shot at claiming a year-end 3rd place on the podium if he was to win the small finals. Teixeira would be joined by Anta Raka, Kalu de Souza, Gianmaria Cocoluto. It was an exceptional heat with excellent tricks and some high scores from all 4 riders, but in the end it was Sesh Teixeira who rose to the challenge and took the small final win. That means Teixeira would be on the year-end podium in 3rd place for the 2nd consecutive year. Teixeira guarantees world number 3 in 2018. With the day's kiteboarding and competition behind them, it was time to unwind as the riders hit the local hotspots for some relaxation and partying, Kumbuku style. This is Luca Pitot first year on the competitive world kiteboarding scene, where the French rider has proved his mettle in both qualifiers and in elite league events. Not bad for a first-year rookie with a bright career ahead of him. We talked about his passion for kiteboarding and his future goals and expectations.
So I started kiting when I was 10 years old, and I started because my family was really involved with sailing. My grandpa and my dad sailed around the world, and so I've always been around the sea, but I always want something more exciting than sitting in a boat. So one of my friends was kiting and brought me with him. and since that day I've been totally hooked. When you start, you don't think about going to competitions. Like, I thought about having fun and being on the water as much as possible, and then the opportunity came to compare my level with others. So you just take it and go, and it still is a passion, but I train a bit more seriously now. I personally just like traveling, sharing good times with all the crew. I mean, traveling with a tour, it's like a big family, and we create memories in every event. And of course, pushing my riding and hopefully making my riding go as far as I can push it, and getting better and better results on tour is something I look forward to. I haven't been injured yet. Every trick is a risk, and you know it can happen one day, but it shouldn't set you back, because that's what you love, and there's nothing better in life than doing what you love.
There were strong winds and rough conditions for the women's final, where 14-year-old Mika Sol would go up against Francesca Bagnoli, who's been in every final this year. Pippa van Eersel in her first ever final and second ever WKC Elite event, and Stefania Rosa, who has had a brilliant run to the final after winning the qualifying championship.
It's gonna be hard, but I hope to do my best, and I hope to have same condition as yesterday, because for me they were so good. Like, we had kickers and flat water in between the kickers, and it was really good.
Bagnoli opened proceedings, going out into the strong winds and kicking things off with a backside 3-1-3 for a 6.13 score. Estefania Rosa went out for a 3-1-3, not great, 4.9 score, but in these conditions she knows any score is better than none. Pippa van Eersel equaled Bagnoli's score with a backside 3-1-3, the Dutch rider off to a strong start, and then it was Michaeli Sol, and she immediately shot to the lead from her first trick with an excellent 7.57 score off a heart attack. Bagnoli continued her consistent riding with 7 pointers on her next 2 tricks, a slim followed by a heart attack. Pippa van Eersel nailed an excellent Hinterberger Mobe off her second trick for 7.1, and then a 4.33 off an S-bend to blind, moving her into third behind Bagnoli. Mika Sol was in a class of her own, however, with 2 9-pointers back-to-back for her second and third tricks, a brilliant slim 5, and then a KGB. Mika Sol opening a considerable lead after just the first 3 tricks. Bagnoli shot right back on her 5th trick with an exceptional Hinterberger Mobe, 8.07. While Mika Sol produced her third 9-pointer of the final, a 9.4 Hinterberger Mobe, and that gave her a very comfortable cushion going into the final 2 tricks. With Rosa out of contention, it was down to the last tricks and 3 riders. Bagnoli knew she could not let up if she was to keep Van Eersel off her back and have any chance of catching Sol. She went for a back to blind. Will it be good enough? 6.43, not bad, but her chances of beating Sol are gone. Michaeli Sol has guaranteed the win with 2 tricks remaining. The battle now is for runner-up. Pippa van Eersel feels the pressure. She needs to score big. Look at that heart attack. It's very good, but will it be the score she wants? 8.17, it's good, but it all comes down to the final tricks. Bagnoli still with the edge. Can the Italian seal the deal here? She goes big. Oh, and she pops and crashes. Now it's all down to Pippa van Eersel. Can she produce a stunning come-from-behind runner-up result here in Kumbuku? Van Eersel goes for the pop. She crashes as well. That gives the runner-up result to Bagnoli. The winner of the Elite Championship in Kumbuku is Mika Sol. She completes a perfect 100% record, winning every event in 2018. She is the WKC World Champion for 2018. What a result for this 14-year-old. Runner-up and capping off a brilliant year where she made the finals in every event, Francesca Bagnoli. And in her first ever final after 2 events in the WKC, Pippa van Eersel on the podium in 3rd in Kumbuku. That Superkite Brazil title gives Sol the world title with a perfect 3,000 points. Bagnoli is world runner-up in the year-end standings with Paula Novotná, world number 3, Rita Arnaus, world number 4 for 2018, Teresa Taubel 5th, and Maureen Castel of France finishing 6th.
I feel great, like I've been training the entire year for this, and being world champion in the freestyle event really means a lot to me. And the other girls did a really great job, and I can't wait for next season because it's gonna rock.
The final WKC heat of the year. This is where the World Championship would be decided. World champion Carlos Mario up against Olympic gold medalist Yuri Corniel, former world champion Liam Whaley, and local heavyweight Eric Anderson. Some serious talent packed into this elite men's finals heat in Kumbuku at Superkite, Brazil. Relatively unknown, Eric Anderson proved his mettle by winning the qualifying event and shooting up into the finals here, and he showed it was no fluke as he got things off with a huge KGB5 for an 8.67 score. Yuri Corniel was out next, and the Dominican answered the Brazilian with an excellent backside 317 for 8.43. Liam Whaley was off to a shaky start, however, crashing his first trick, but then Carlos Mario came out and nailed a heart attack 7 for a score of 9.5. While Whaley's poor start continued into his second and then his third tricks, Anderson also crashed his second attempt, giving Yuri Corniel the opportunity to move into second. And the Dominican big air specialist took that opportunity with another huge trick, a slim 7 for 8.17 points. Carlos Mario went out and scored another 9-pointer off a Hinterberger Mobe as he extended his lead. As Anderson went from strength to strength, laying down a 7.57317 and then a huge backside 317, he was pouring the pressure on Corniel and Whaley.
Oh, lovely rotation. Look at that
backside
rotation.
317.
But Whaley did not back down, using his experience, gathering his focus, and producing a solid trick, a backside 317 for 8.53, knowing it was do or die for the Spaniard.
Look at this rotation. Beautiful, slacking the lines.
Yuri Corniel loved these conditions, and he continued his consistent campaign with 2 big scores, holding on to second.
5,
big one there.
That was a big one.
On the 5th tricks, every rider knew what was at stake, and every single one scored high. First, Anderson with a big 8.37 Hinterberger Mobe 7, snatching second place from Corniel, before Corniel struck back and reclaimed second spot with an 8.93 319.
It looks good.
Oh, yes! Beautiful 319 there.
Whaley repeated his previous trick score with another 8.53 off a slim 7, keeping his chances alive into the final 2 tricks, while Mario, well, he was just Mario, throwing out an 8.47 backside 317 and making it look easy. The final 2 tricks, a 3-way fight for the title between Anderson, Corniel, and Mario, and Whaley still with a shot for at least a podium if he could score big. Anderson goes out knowing he needs a big score, but he crashes. Can Corniel take advantage? Corniel pops, goes big. KGB 7, 9 points. Corniel solidifies second. Can he pass Mario? Whaley feels the pressure, knows he needs an exceptional score if he's to have any chance. Oh no! Whaley crashes out, and there ends his chance of a podium in Kumbuku. Mario, meanwhile, produces a standard 7.67 KGB5, staying ahead Corniel, who in turn is in second over Anderson, but the final tricks could change everything. Anderson out first, the Brazilian has the crowds cheering him on. He pops, and he crashes! Anderson's hopes for a win are gone, but he is guaranteed a podium place in third in his first ever WKC event. It's now down to 2 men who have dominated the WKC World Tour all year. Corniel goes big on a slim 7, 8.3. It's a great score, and as has been his story all year, he beats everyone except one rider, Carlos Mario. Mario ends his year with an emphatic 9.33 backside 319, completing a clean sweep of 3 wins from 3 events in 2018 to hold the World Championship title. Mario with yet another win at Superkite Brazil in Kumbuku, Corniel runner-up for the 3rd straight event, and a great podium 3rd place result for Anderson, who proves he'll be one to look out for on the WKC Tour. They're the final results for 2018. Carlos Mario is world number 1. Corniel, runner-up to Mario in all 3 events, is world number 2. And small final winner Sesh Teixeira edges out Maxime Chablot for the 3rd and final podium place in the year-end standings. Chablot should be proud of world 4th, Valentin Rodriguez 5th, and Italian Gianmaria Coccoluto 6th. I'm so happy with this result. It's amazing to be world champion again. I want to thank everyone who helped me get here, my sponsors, everyone who supported and believed in me, my family, and my son. And I also thank the organizers of this event. It was a truly great event. That concludes a brilliant event in Kumbuku with Superkite Brazil, and another dramatic WKC World Championship season is over. See you in 2019.
Let's